Hello and welcome to the mathematics class. This class is for class 7 and chapter that we are discussing is unitary method. We were doing exercise 8a. So in continuation to the previous class, there we have done up to question number 6. 7th is same, so you will do on your own. We are doing question number 8. Now what is question number 8? They say a contractor who had a workforce of 630 persons undertook to complete a portion of a stadium in 14 months. Means the contractor had 360 persons and they were supposed to complete a job in 14 months. But the question asks, if the contractor has to complete the same work in 9 months, how many more persons should be employed? So what we do, we will write first time as in the previous one and persons, because persons is to be calculated. Initially he had 630 persons and the time was 14 months. Here if you want you can write months also, but now he has to complete the job in 9 months. So let us assume that number of persons required is X. Let us assume, let the number of people required be X. So we know that we always place an arrow towards X. Now in 14 months time 630 people will do the same job. So in 9 months time more people are required, because time is less, so more people are required to complete. It means this value of X will be more than 630, but here the value of 9 is less than 14. X has to be greater than 630, but here the value of 9 is less than 14. It means this X is increasing and 9 is decreasing, so it is a inverse proportion. So we will put a inverse sign, means opposite sign. Now we know that X into tail of others means X into 9 must be equal to 630 into 14. So X will be 630 into 14 upon 9. 9 7s are 63, 70 into 14, 7 4s are 28, 98, 980 persons are required to complete the job in 9 months. What we got? We got the value of number of persons required to complete the job in 9 months. But he already has 630 people with him. So how many more people are required? We can say number of people or persons required will be 980 minus 630, because total number of people required is 980, but he already has 630 of them with him. So how much is left? 350 people or 350 person. That is the final value. Now we move on to question number 9. Now question number 9 says a hostel had rations for 60 days for 500 students. Means in a school or in a hostel, the food was present for 500 students for 60 days. But what happened? After 12 days, 300 more students came in the same hostel. We have to find now for how many days food is going to last. So it means we have to find the number of days. So first of all, students, we will write students and days. Now the food was present for 500 students for 60 days. But what happened after 12 days? After 12 days, 300 more came in. 300 students came. Means this food was utilized for 12 days for 500 students. So after 12 days, how many days are still left in 60 days? 48 days. So it means this will not be considered into account. This was only to make you understand. Now still the food is for how many days? 60 minus 12, because till 12 days they all had eaten. So for 48 days. Food is left for 48 days for 500 students, and this is the condition after 12 days. Now 300 more students arrive. So total number of students after 12 days. After 12 days will be 500 were already there and 300 more joined in. So total is 800 students. So now the number of students has gone more, 800 students, and we have to find now till when or for how many days will the food last if the students is 800. So for 500 students the food is for 48 days. So for 800 students the food will be less. This value x will be less than 48, but this value 800 is more than 500. It means this is the inverse variation. So if the arrow is downwards in this it will go upwards. Now simply x, head of this x into tail of other. Tail of other is into 800 is equal to tail of this a48 into head of others. So x can be written as 48 into 500 upon 800. 0, 0 cancelled. 8 6 are 58. 6 5 are 30 days. The food that was supposed to last for 48 days for 500 students, now it will last for 30 days since 300 students have joined, and now the number of students is 800. That is the final value. Now next topic we have is time and work. In the previous we have done up to 9 questions. Question number 10 was left that you can do on your own. In case you have doubt, you send me the problem on WhatsApp. Now in the second part of the chapter, the topic is time and work. So for this you need to remember these two concepts. First one is, if a man completes total work in X days, then in one day he finishes 1x of the total work. Suppose I say I can write a book in 20 days. Suppose I say I can write a book in 20 days. So on an average we can say it means in one day I can write 1/20th of the book. This is mathematically, though it is not practical. Someday I can write maybe 10 pages, 5 pages or whatever, but generally we consider that if a person is able to complete the job in X days, then it is taken for granted that in one day he will complete 1 upon X amount of work. So that is why it is given, if a man completes total work is in X days, then in one day he finishes 1 upon X of total work. This always needs to be remembered. Number 2, if a man does 1 upon X of the total work in one day, then total number of days required to complete the work is 1 upon 1 day's work. You can say 1 upon 1 day's work. And since 1 day's work was 1 upon X, so 1 divided by 1 upon X, so it can be written as 1 into X upon 1, so it is X. So that is why X days. Now we move on to the exercise, that is next exercise 8B I think, and in this we start with the second question. So now in the second question they say one man can do a piece of work in 3 hours. 3 hours, first person, first man. And they say second man can do the same work in 2 hours, that is second person or second man. We have to find how long will they take if they work together. So we can say in the statement what we are going to write, first man's 1 hour work will be 1 upon 3 of the total work because he completes the work in 3 hours. So in 1 hour, he'll complete 1/3 of the total work. Similarly, second man's 1 hour work. He is completing it in 2 hours. So he will, in 1 hour, he'll complete 1/2 of the work. So, 1 hour work of both, that will be 1/3 plus 1/2. If both are working for 1 hour, first person will complete in 1/3 hours. In 1 hour he will complete 1/3 of the work, and second person in 1 hour will complete half of the work. Now when you add them, you will get the LCM as 6, and this will be 2 plus 3 upon 6. Suppose LCM is 6. 3 2s are 6, 2 1s are 2. So 2 came here, 2 divided by 6, 3. 3 into 1 is this. So we are getting 5/6 amount of work will be done in 1 hour by both of them. So now we have calculated in 1 hour they are completing 5/6 of work. So whole work will be completed. The second concept that was written just now. So time taken by both to complete the work will be 1/5/6 amount of work. 1 upon time taken to complete in 1 hour. So it is 6/5 hours, not days, hours. 6/5 means 5 ones are 5, 1/5 hours. This is the final value. To understand this, you need to revise the two statements at least 2-3 times so that your concept becomes clear. Now we move on to the next question. Now question number 3, they say Amar and Vijay both can together complete a work in 10 days. But Amar alone takes 15 days to complete the work. You have to find how much time will Vijay alone take to complete the same work. So from the first statement we can say Amar and Vijay's 1 day work. 1 day work will be 1/10 of the total work because according to the first statement. Similarly, we can say Amar's 1 day work, that will be 1/15. Now the basic concept is from this total, if we subtract this, we will get Vijay's 1 day work. So we can say Vijay's 1 day work will be 1/10. Amar and Vijay's 1 day work minus Amar's 1 day work. So minus 1/15. LCM will be 30. 10 3s are 30. 3 into 1 is 3. Minus 15 2s are 30. 2 into 1 is 2. You got it as 1/30. Means Vijay can finish in 1 day how much amount of work? 1/30. So time taken by Vijay to complete is 1/1 day's work, that is 1/30. So this will become 30 days. So Vijay can complete the work in 30 days if he works alone. Now we move on to the next one. Now question number 5. Question number 4 is just like question number 3, so I am leaving it for you. Now question number 5, they say Suresh, Ramesh and Dinesh can complete a work in 9 hours, 18 hours and 12 hours respectively. How much time will they take to complete the work if they work together? So from this we can say Suresh 1 hour work will be 1/9 of the total work. Similarly, Ramesh's 1 hour work will be 1/18 of the total work. and similarly Dinesh's 1 hour work will be 1 upon 12. So when they work together, we'll find out their 1 day's work and then we will reciprocate it. So their 1 day's work together will be, we will add the 1 day's work of Suresh, 1 day's work of Ramesh and 1 day's work of Dinesh. So that is 1 upon 9 plus 1 upon 18 plus 1 upon 12. Let's see what is the LCM of 9, 18 and 12. So 2 9s are 2 9s are 2 6 are again by 2 9 9 3 and 3 3 1 and by 3 1 1 1. 3 3 is 9 to the 18 to the 36. We will have LCM as 36. 9 4s are 4 into 1 is 4 plus 18 2s are 2 1s are 2, 12 3s are 3 1s are 3. So it came 9 upon 36, that can be written as 9 1s are 9, 9 4s are 36. Means if they work total for 1 day, they can complete 1/4 amount of work in 1 day if they work together. Means if Suresh, Ramesh and Dinesh work together, they can complete 1/4 amount of work in 1 day. So time taken by them means Suresh, Ramesh and Dinesh, by them to complete the work is equal to 1 upon 1 day's work. 1 upon 1 day's work, that was discussed in the initial phases of the class. So 1 upon 4, so 4 comes in the numerator. So in 4 days they will complete the work. Now I hope this is understood. We move on to the next question. Now whatever questions are left, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, that we'll be doing in the next class. By the time you please study properly and prepare for your unit test, and please do comment. Stay home, stay blessed. Thank you.